It's almost as if Halo and Aliens had a baby, but not in that way. Welcome back to the Skilled Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. This is a weird RC, and I don't really remember how those shows start, but I guess we play like a thing now. On This is a Weird RC, I like to showcase weird RCs. It should be pretty obvious by the name of the show. Here's a weird RC. This is the Primer Artifact Taken, and that's TA:KIN. Here it is. This is a weird RC. There's no doubt about it. This one's been slightly customized by me, a slightly different paint color than it comes. It comes in this gray color that you see on the headlights here. But this is a 3D printed kit available from Primer Artifact. And I'll be sure to put a link down below if this is something that you're interested in, a weird RC for sure. It is a kit that's sold in a couple of different ways. You can buy it as a complete kit with all of the electronics and all of the drivetrain and everything you'll need to make this truck be a RC truck, or you can buy it a bit more piecemeal, where all the parts are printed and delivered to you, along with wheels and tires if you so choose. It is very much a bespoke kit. There's not a lot of these out there, and these are not 3D printed in a normal, regular FDM sort of way. These are printed on a sintered laser or a nylon sintered printing machine. They're a lot more expensive. This one's from Formlabs, and it creates a beautiful finish. It's sort of like a matte finish almost that has a bit of texture to it. It's really, really nice. You don't see layer lines like you would on a typical FDM style home printer. This is certainly a lot more advanced than that, and much stronger, I might add, as well. These panels are very, very strong and will handle a lot more abuse than a standard 3D printed vehicle might. As you can see, it comes with these really fancy, I like to call this the thermonuclear glass. This is like what your Oakleys would be made out of, and they really shine in this light, and they look amazing outside. Really unique feature to the Taken from Primer Artifact. All the doors, of course, are operable. You can open them up to reveal a full interior. It's really quite a nicely designed vehicle, and you can see that there's a lot of space in there for drivers and passengers. In the initial setup and the way that Primer Artifact offers this kit, they want you to use a very specific SSD transmission. Now, I had a hard time finding that transmission on my own. I know that they are out there, but I opted to go for a Vanquish VFD transmission just because I knew I could make it work. So with a little bit of ingenuity, some cutting of some of these parts, I was able to make that fit, and it works absolutely perfectly. Underneath, let's flip it over on its side here. Underneath, you can see it's a very flat-bellied vehicle. There's a lot of real estate here, as it is quite large. I'm using a aftermarket AliExpress version of a Wraith axle, or a bomber axle, if you will. They are aluminum. They're not the best quality. And in fact, I can see I'm losing some screws already. And I'm also using a combination of bomber links and bomber sliders or trailing arms, and some other ones as well. These are Vanquish ones, I believe, from my parts bin. The drive shafts are from Deluxe. They are the cuttable version, so you can make them pretty much any length you like. These had to be quite long because I did modify the transmission that they had originally asked for, so some changes had to be made there, of course. It's a pretty interesting vehicle. It certainly performs quite well. It's not going to be a rock crawler by any stretch of the imagination because of that long flat belly. It's really designed to be more of a trail truck. I think it would really do well in sort of the dunes or the deserts of Utah. I think that's where it would feel right at home. Like, basically looks like it should be on another planet anyway. So that's where it definitely shines. I had a great time with it out on the rocks and on the trails in my neighborhood. But I think this thing is going to look good in all four seasons. I think it's really, because it's so large and quite capable in terms of its tire size, I think it'll look really good out on some snow drifts as well. So we'll probably get it out in another run in the near future because it is getting into that winter time. For shocks, I'm using the Proline big bore scalar shocks. They work quite well and give this thing a nice bit of articulation. It really does move quite uniquely because of its long wheelbase and its very low slung kind of nature. It's a lot different from any of the other crawlers or trail trucks that I've got in my arsenal, and it's certainly very unique. If this is something that's interesting to you, of course, there will be links down below. And if you like weird RCs doing weird RC things, you should definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. And of course, we do have the YouTube membership as well. All the YouTube members already know about this truck, and I have for some time, and have watched it all come together as well. So if you're interested in seeing a little behind the scenes content, how-tos, tips and tricks, travel logs, all sorts of advanced content before it gets released to everybody else, definitely consider signing up. Link down below. Please help me by thanking all of these loyal gold level ding-dongs for being a part of that great tight-knit community. And there you go. That's a look at the primer artifact taken in its completed form. I will say that the instructions were fantastic. Very easy to put this together. It was a pretty involved build though, and it did take a fair bit of time because a lot of these parts are, like I said, bespoke. And there was a lot of care put into making sure that they were all going to go together in the way that they should. And it did, and it does. It's really excellent. Powering this truck is a 2300 kV brushless 2-in-1 motor from Hobbywing. It's an excellent little bit of machinery, and because of that VFD transmission, you know it's going to be bulletproof. There is room to mount a winch right up front. There are actual threaded inserts inserted into all of the parts as well, so you're not screwing into plastic, you're always screwing into a threaded insert, which, to be fair, from the manufacturing side of things, that takes a lot of extra time. And the fact that Primer Artifact went to that hard work to do that before it gets delivered to the customer is a real testament to how these trucks are built and how they're designed. One further thing, there is a smaller version coming soon. If you check out Primer Artifact on Instagram, you'll see that they've got a much smaller version, probably 9th or 10th scale, coming very soon. I am really looking forward to seeing that one as well. They've got a very unique design sense, and they're producing really weird RCs. I think that's going to do it, though. Enjoy the running footage. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks to Primer Artifact for sharing this beautiful vehicle with me. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. We'll see you again next time.